And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Howdy everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Aunt Agatha's Attic. Now, I have not had the pleasure of being involved in a fighting over the goods of a deceased relative. I'm sure I've heard stories about them, but in this case, that's what you're doing. Aunt Agatha has left a whole lot of things. You and your cousins don't like each other, it says, but you're all fighting each other to get Agatha's collection of jewels and knives and things like that. This is a real-time trading game, very similar if you've ever heard of the game Pit. This has some similarities to that, where you're crazily trading back and forth before the time runs out to get the most points. Here's how it works. In this game, you are collecting sets of cards. So there are many different cards in the game. We got glowing emeralds, bone-handled daggers, and skeleton keys. And there's a certain number of cards for each set. So for example, there are 6 rare coins. I know that because it says it on here. And at the end of a round, if you have at least half the cards of a set, so let's say I have 4 of the glowing emeralds, I'll get 8 points. If you have all the cards of a set, you will double that and get 16 points. So what players are going to do is they're going to shuffle the cards, and each player is going to get a certain number of cards based on the number of players. So for example, in a 4-player game, I'd get 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to put 5 of those cards in a face-down pile in front of me. The other 5 are my opening hand. There's also going to be some cards in the middle of the table, again, based on a number of players. So in a 4-player game, there'd be 2 of them. Each player is also going to get a 1, 2, and a 3 value hug card. A 2-minute timer is set, and then we begin. Now, on a player's turn, you can just start trading with other people. You can trade anything you want. I could be like, hey, I'm trading a Gilded Skulls. Give me a rare coin. I'm looking for a rare coin. You go back and forth. You are allowed to trade hugs also, but they must be traded with an item. So if I can say I'm trading Gilded Skulls and 5 hugs for rare coins, whatever. Every time you make any successful trade, you will also get to draw the top card and add it to your hand. Ooh, I now have 2 of the 3 books. Who has that 3rd book? You also are allowed to trade a card from your hand with 1 in the middle and add that to your hand. And you will keep doing this till the timer runs out, at which point you score. Now, the reason hugs are in the game is because whoever has the most hugs at the end of a round, and multiple people, if you're playing with enough players, will get a magic mirror. A magic mirror is worth a point. Every item you have is worth 1 point. But the magic mirror will also pick one of your sets and double it. So if I have half the skeleton keys, 5 of them, I get 9 points. With the magic mirror, it makes 18, sorry. If I have all the skeleton keys, all 9 of them, I get 18. With the magic mirror, 36 points. Points are recorded here, and we start another round. After 3 rounds, whoever has the most points is the winner. Component quality is quite good. The cards are nice quality. The pictures and things on them are really well done. There certainly is a lot of purple. I might have made I can see why they did that per se as you're trading back and forth. But the numbers here are very easy to see. The hug cards are green. Magic mirrors. Timer's okay. I would have preferred a slightly larger base so it doesn't tip over so easily. But, yeah, and they did not cheat you out with score sheets, that's for sure. There are a lot of them in this game. You got 2 per paper here, and there's a ton of paper. Fine components. Aunt Agatha's Attic, the general concept I like a lot. I actually enjoy Pit. I like the screaming and yelling and trading cards back and forth. The real-time aspect of that really does work for me. And to that end, I like that part of Aunt Agatha. I like the fact that there's different sets of different numbers. So you're like, hey, someone wants the 9s? Well, you better give me something good for that. That's all well and good. The problem is, even though I like that, the game has 2 fairly serious flaws to it, which make me not want to play it. One of those flaws is the fact that you have that deck in front of you and you draw those cards into your hand. Now, the rules say don't trade someone just to draw a card in your hand. But there is literally no way to enforce that, even in your head. I'll trade almost anybody anything to draw more cards in my hand. The more cards, the more points. Why would I not want to draw those cards in my hand? It's a really weird rule. I almost think you should just start with all the cards in your hand, because if you are, I'll trade you. I know that it forces trading to some degree, but I'll trade you this for this. Do I need it? Not particularly, but now I get to draw a card. Now the rules lawyer come in and be like, then you shouldn't have made that trade. But at what point do I not want to make the trade? It's so weird. I just have a big problem with that part of the game. The other problem is the hugs. Now, forget the theming of this. I don't really understand how that works. Like, listen, give me that diamond, and I'll give you this knife. And a hug. I don't get that part of the game, I mean, thematically wise. In reality, those magic mirrors are so powerful. I mean, they're a point for sure, and they will double one of your sets. Doubling a set is minimum worth 2 cards. The only set I got was the 3 set, and I needed 2 cards to get 3 points, and I doubled that. I mean, I guess if you get no sets, the mirror is not worth anything, but the mirror is worth a ton. To that end, every game of this I played, after the first round, people go, oh, I won't be trading my hugs away, because they're that powerful. You want a hug from me? You better be giving me 4 cards. And the value of a hug is really difficult to tell and see, and it doesn't work for me in this game. It doesn't work for me thematically, which I don't care that much about, but also as a game mechanism. Especially considering this game is made as a light game. It's made for people, I would assume, many who are not diehard gamers. You get one gamer in the mix and they will destroy everybody else because the value of hugs is really strong, and if you know that early on, you'll just run away with the game. Once people get a little bit more canny, oh, okay, hugs are pretty valuable, I should do this, and then it messes with the other trading. It felt like something extra thrown in here that doesn't need to be in there. So between that and the fact that people trade each other just to draw cards, I've already mentioned Pit several times in this review. But the fact of the matter is, Pit works. It's a fine game. These are going to be compared because they're similar games, and I'd rather play Pit. And Agatha's Attic, I like the theming of it. I like how the game looks. But at the end of the day, it just has a couple problems that I can't overcome. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see y'all next time. Dice Tower Judgment didn't work for me.